Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that. Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the coach's desk. Trusting everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing all right. Pick up the early birds. People, of course, as usual, we're going to ask you to hit that like button, hit that subscription button. Yeah? And when you do so, you become a part of the coach's desk family. You know what I mean? Thanks for the support, people. Whoop. Thanks for the support. Come on. Yeah, man. Camera gone, people. Camera conk out like a conk. Get a boof in my head. Anyways, big up to the early birds, all the persons who are here. Yeah, man. Respect and manners. Respect and manners to all the supporters of Coach's Desk. You know what I mean? Just hit that like button, people. Alright, so we're trying to start. Yeah, man, we're good to go again. So, big up to everybody, like I said before. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Become a part of the Coach's Desk family. So, people, we're going to be talking about Leon Bailey's agent, Craig Butler. Craig Butler sent warning. Craig Butler. And these are the things that agents do, people. Yeah? They defend their clients. You know what I mean? And over the years, Craig Butler has been doing this to ensure that Leon Bailey, you know, gets his fair share anywhere he goes to play football. You know what I mean? So that has been the situation. That has been what has been happening. Craig Butler wants Leon Bailey to be in the starting lineup, and yeah. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Run back over here. All right, so we're good to go. Yeah, man. So that is the situation. We want to talk about the EPL recap. We also want to recap the mini tournament that took place over there in Austria. Was it a win-win situation for the boys? Was it successful? Was it a failure? Yeah, we want to talk about that and more. So, I see we have Gunners Boss in the building. Big up yourself, Gunners Boss. Man of God in the building, welcome. There's a time difference in my part of the world. It's 8:10 here. You mean 8:10 Jamaica time? Okay, here we go. Nah, man, 8:10 your time, Gunners Boss. 7:10 Jamaica time. So you're good to go, man. Mark Plunkett, big up yourself. Big up yourself. You said Gerard need to go. Hold on there. Call or come in the people. Hold on. Yeah, so Mark Plunkett in the building. The man said Gerard need to go. The advocate review entertainment. Good move for Bailey. Gunners boss telling you to like up the stream. Gerard, I go up on the fire train soon. Hello, coach. Fall off the desk. I know I can't fall off the desk. Yeah, man. DS Electronics, big up yourself. Oh, the hell Gerard can give a player like Bailey only 12 minutes of game after he assisted and scored in his last 2 games. So that's what we're going to be talking about, advocate. It's now the coach's fault. You see you're going to boss. Camera turn over every time you're going to talk about Reggae Boyz. We say it already, and I will say, actually, we never want you to say camera drop off, you know. Because we know you're going to come with the argument, then actually. Gerard Lampard and Rodgers, one of them will be the first to get fired. Hey, coach, how are you? Is the news about Lizard August 30 with Ilian, Shakari, Cambodia true? Yeah, man. Craig Butler is doing his job. Yeah, Gerard out ASAP. Coach is there checking. Big up yourself, Travis. Diaz, what go on? Panamanian brother, the building in a Grimaldo. Diaz. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. He has no clue what he's doing. I don't think Craig Butler's voice is that loud in the Villa front office. Bailey should play for Man U. Put in pointless crosses in the boxes. Aston Villa trademark under Villa. All right. So, Validan, big up. Kems, big up yourself. Nah, man, I'm not unprepared, man. I saw something come in, man. Never unprepared, man. Never. So, let us talk about the Leon Bailey. And it is a story that came out. It is a story that came out Birmingham Live. Yeah, that's a story that came out in Birmingham Live. All right, so it's on the Birmingham Live website. It's an article. Aston Villa ended, let him move, warning, as Leon Bailey agent slams roll ahead of West Ham clash. So, like I said earlier, I think Craig Butler is doing his job. If this is true. Yeah? And after I read the story, I'm going to try and see if I get Craig Butler so him can, tell us what is happening. I'm going to try. All right? This is impromptu. And then I'm just going to call him to find out. All right? So, it is the latest Aston Villa news before the game. All right? And it is alleged that Leon Bailey's agent has said of the winger ahead of the Premier League clash. So they're saying that Craig Butler, Leon Bailey's stepfather and agent, says the Aston Villa winger didn't go to England to be on the bench. You understand? I remember we were discussing this last week, that Gerard is having a problem with formation and the wide players. He's having a struggle with wide players. He's using Leon Bailey as a center, number 9. And we know Leon Bailey's best position is out on the wings. You understand? Cut in, give some good crosses, or unleash the venom. We spoke about that. And we realize that this is the situation that is happening where Aston Villa is concerned. Because if Gerrard is rotating the team so much, and the rotation is not coming in other cup ties, then something is wrong. He's searching for a starting 11. Leon Bailey, he has started the season well. Ollie Watkins, I would prefer him in the center than a Leon Bailey. Why not have these players on the field, Leon out, but it look like him cannot play expansive football where him utilize width. And that's what we have been saying. Right, so Mark Plunkett is saying, Bailey got a ball out wide, cut in as a winger, and calmly finish it in the far corner. And that's what we know of Leon Bailey. You understand? So there's something, and if Steven Gerrard continues, he's going to be in problem. Let me continue with this article. The 25-year-old who joined Villa from Bayer Leverkusen last summer has had made 22 outings during an injured hit time in England. However, he has started 2 of Villa's 3 Premier League games so far this season, and his attacking threat could play an important role for Steven Gerrard's side, given their lack of goals so far. But it appears Butler is still not content with Bailey's involvement in Gerrard's team. Talking to social media ahead of Villa's Sunday's clash with West Ham at Villa Park, which incidentally they lost 1-0. And me never look for the loss there because West Ham seem to be in more trouble, more problems than them. Obviously, it's a coaching issue at Villa right now. He insisted the Jamaican international is hungry to deliver, but can't do so from the bench. All right, so possibly we now have to call Craig because it is on Instagram. Leon Bailey is a winger first. Any other position is because he has been trained to play anywhere. But he's a winger first. And Craig has always lamented that. Craig spoke on that on several occasions, right? That Leon Bailey is a winger, but even if you ask Leon Bailey to go in the goal, he believes that Leon Bailey will put up a good show in the goal. So we know of that. So definitely, it is true to what Craig Butler is saying. But he's a winger first, and the potential to be the best in the world runs through his every move. If Villa doesn't want him, let him move to a club that will play him and utilize his special tools. Scores almost every game, has the highest stats and ratings from statisticians. He wants to deliver for Villa, but can't do so from the bench. He didn't go to England for this. And this is a strategic, I believe, strategic speech by Craig Butler. And it basically, a matter of fact, it basically a bad for him client. So it would be like mind games, so to speak. Not necessarily saying it is that. But it is putting it out there so that persons can actually see that Leon Bailey is the man right now at Villa, and he's underutilized. In other words, once he's been on the bench, that's what Craig Butler is saying. The ball is unutilized. 12 minutes he got. Unacceptable. You cannot have this player playing so well for the season. Assist. Even when you lose game, the ball assist. And you still carry him from the bench. Give him in less than 15 minutes on them something there. Gerrard need to do something about this. Is it a particular way that he wants to play? And Leon Bailey doesn't fit in. But when Leon Bailey plays, he seems to fit in. So I don't know. You understand? So it look like Gerrard has some problem right now with this Villa team. Boy. Casualty. Pink slip coming possible. What say you? Pink slip coming possibly for Gerrard, you know. Pink slip possibly coming for him. Did well at Rangers. Went on an unbeaten run. Win the league. But this is EPL. Different thing. The thing is, Gerrard has spoken so highly of the baller, so I don't know why he isn't backing up his words with action. Exactly, Omari Campbell. Man talk highly about Leon Bailey. Even in the preseason, interviews upon interviews, man I said Leon Bailey in the money. And then the baller now play. I see what Gunners boss said. It can become an Achilles heel for Leon moving forward also, coach. Roller and the super agents don't get involved in the running of the club. Craig's job is to get Leon a contract at the highest level. Yes, and it is also his job to get the player to play. I guess his unorthodox way of doing it might not sit well with many. But I think it's his job to ensure that his client is well taken care of. You understand? And he's playing. He's getting games. You understand? Coach Gerrard don't know what him a do, bro. Them thing say Premier League a joke thing. You see it? Him lose 15 out of the last 30 games. Him in problems, man. Him in problems. I thought Butler's comment were premature. The day seeing Bailey started 2 out of 3 games. But seeing today, I cannot blame him. Even the commentator was calling for Bailey to start. Of course, based on how we start this season, you know, he's the man, you know. Remember say Leon, remember say enough of the fans them did say Leon Bailey cannot get in the starting 11 with Coutinho and them man, you know. Leon Bailey has gotten into the starting 11. And all of a sudden, and then I like say my play bad to get kicked out. Something wrong. Something wrong. Gerrard is a good manager. He might get sacked and Villa will hire Pochettino. On the hour mark, Gerrard should have brought Bailey, Buendo, and Ramsey. He's linked with Ajax to replace Anthony. Really? Gerrard is using his left back on a right back for wingers. Pagan, big up yourself, CD. Ne you say Gerrard has one coaching style. So I'm not saying it is right or it is, but based on how I see team them when him coach play now, Pagan, it look like a one-way him coach because him have some good wingers, including Bailey, and him not utilize them. Man, I carry them into narrow. It look like him play narrow football. You understand? He also a free agent this July. Really? Leon Bailey played well when he have a lot of space, and the West Ham game did have too much space. So I'm wondering why he didn't get. So Wayne Swana look like him know him baller then. I think he will get sacked if the bad spell of run continues. Been following Villa and their fans are upset and fed up with Gerrard and his constant removal of Bailey and constant starting his faves. Oh, them give the man 12 minutes. Worse, come Archer get 3 minutes. Insult. Archer figure to him and say he want to go on loan. He must time for the youth career. Gerrard touted Leon Bailey all preseason and now benching the player. Yeah, it don't make no sense. Nonsense. Coutinho now do nothing in my opinion. Gerrard don't rate the youth. But him say him rate the youth. I bet a coach can win with the Villa team. Yup. Butler need to chill out. Arsenal FC. You can't have a player that's working so hard like Bailey and have the man on the bench. This makes no sense. Buendio and Bailey should start. Have Watkins up there as well. Coach, he want to play two up front and that not going to work with the team. Yeah, based on the pieces them him have. So the only way him can get female if sell the players them and bring in a new cohort, you know. HSM man. HS Mall, big up yourself. The bad spell will continue. People said Gerrard not ready for something. The Ajax will get Bailey. Gerrard no have no clue. Might as well go back to Dean Smith. And Dean Smith, why I don't know. Dean Smith get a harsh deal, but it's the nature of football. People just drop a like on the video now. If you have not yet liked the video, drop a like on the video. Please and thanks. Appreciate it. If you have not liked the video yet. So I could pause a minute if you like the video. Yeah, man. Touch the like button, the thumbs up button. Yeah, just touch it. Use your phone, your tablet. Just touch it. Yeah. Smash the like button, share and subscribe. Nothing from England is good. Dean Smith needed time. Eagle Republic, big up yourself. Villa has too much potential to be struggling. Buendia, Bailey, Archer. Big signing from France. Kamara, Luis, and more. Coutinho, wash up now. Not getting any better. Arsenal, I go fix them properly on Wednesday. Understand? So, what are your thoughts? What if we try call Craig Butler? I'm going to try call him and see what I want. And people can call in, you know. All right, we're not getting Craig. I hope him see the missed call and call back though. You understand? These ones definitely look like man in old glasses. I want the Rob Smith, man. You know, Mr. Butler going to come on. He is fired up. Richie Stevens, big up yourself. Fun and joke aside, it would be good to see Bailey given more starts of Villa. He looks and sounds in a good place mentally and physically. Then where fun and joke there are, Richard? Where's the fun and joke? I must even Gerrard attack. I would have preferred to use the 100 million on Gakpo, Savage, and RB rather than an Anthony. Johnny was tired. I tell us, man. I don't know what is happening at Villa. Right now, Bailey, I don't know. But the agent have to talk up him player, you know, so if there's any interest there, you understand? You can get a look in. So not a bad thing from what Craig Butler is doing. Some people might not like it, but the man knows say he know the agent thing running up. Rob Smith, my question to you, is it that Gerard don't like wingers or him cannot play wingers? That's my question, you know. That is my question. Is it that him don't like wingers or him can't play wingers? Rob Smith, answer that question. When the news come out, they were signing Sarr from Watford. Everyone thought it would have been what? Would have been a good with him and Bailey, and that Gerard was changing the formation to include wingers. Deal off. Oh, I wonder if he would have come out on the bench for Chelsea. Because if Ziyech leave, we would have taken him, you know. Hey, Kims, you see, I like Chelsea, man, them. What happened to Havertz? What happened to Ziyech? Them baller, they want to say, biggest thing will come in England, you know. What happened to them, man, you know? Now, watch the Chelsea game yesterday. I mean, I laugh. They say, look for Kai Havertz. Man, they look wash up. Barely. I get a game. Elan Ezra, you find it. They signed 2 good wingers before he got there, and the man them can't get a start. Yep. Big up yourself, fresh guy in the building. So no complaints about Antonio's benching. It's a system coach. He's putting square peg in round holes and expresses his back too much. Exposes his back too much by using the fullbacks as outlets. In the transition and the attacking phases. All right, I hear that. I felt it too, my soul today when I saw the starting lineup. Then the goal from West Ham. Then the stupid or missed time substitution from Gerrard. Fabian Full, and the same thing me I said. Buendia is a winger. Villa in a lot of trouble this season. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Eagle Republic. On that super chat. Just waiting on the Puma photo shoot with Shelley and Fraser laying on a Jamaican flag with nothing on except her spikes. Perfect screensaver for Coach Vinci. Shelley is sponsored by Nike, brother. And if Shelley line up on the flag, they are burn out Shelley too. Or sit down on the flag. Even the fans are booing Gerrard. Yeah, Bundy seems like a winger. XLR 8 Sports. Coach, remember Leon is not a Gerard player. He inherited him from. No, I understand that, XLR 8 Sports, but he had him in preseason. He liked the baller. He mentioned the baller. Him start the baller. The baller breaking him starting 11. And all of a sudden, the last game, man play, man, assist goal, and they just throw him away. I not agree with that. Steven Gerrard won silverware at Rangers. Bailey is expected as a player by Gerrard. Is respected as a player by Gerrard. Allegedly. Him says so, Rich Poe. Some things aren't being spoken. Some folks are not speaking. Paula, big up yourself. National football players shouldn't be selected based on recommendations. They should be picked based on performance and current form. Coach, we need a discussion about Sancho. Gerrard plays one-way direction. That's it. Manwa, highlight, Cash, Inks, and Watkins. Yeah, because them are England and a World Cup year. So I'm going to try to make them get play for a World Cup. No wonder that camera drop off again, Because actually, I got to talk, say actually we are talk about Reggae Boy. Bailey should have hit the target with the shot, sending the stance. To be honest, Arsenal would have suit Bailey playing style. Plus people gone out on loan. So let's see something can happen. I love the goal today from Lord Ravel too. But DC United lost 3-2 to Atlanta. Coach, we need Craig. Yeah, me try call him and not get him. I try again. I go try again. But if him see him on call back still, I hope he no call back on the show done. Is there a link tonight? That flag sitting business now. This Bailey business. Folly ground. All right. So would have spoken about the situation with Steven Gerrard. I think half an hour talk on that is not bad at all. So let's survey the next topic. The Reggae Boyz. Yeah, man, the Reggae Boyz. They had a 2-team, they were involved in a 4-team tournament down in Austria. And they played 2 games out of 3. So 1 game was cancelled due to the other team players weren't able to reach on time for the game. You understand? Then they played the other game. They lost 4-0. 3-0, sorry. And the other game, they led a good Qatar team up until 70th minutes, 80th minutes. Qatar equalized, and that game ended 1-1. So, do you believe that it was a failed tournament or it was a success? And on what level would we say it was a successful campaign? Because most of these players possibly won't be getting a look in if there is a team to be coming in terms of for the Gold Cup and the tournament there, Nations League. You understand? So I don't know if there is a win-win for these players. The only way I see a win-win for the players, if scouts were there and they were seen and they impressed the scouts, and so therefore they will definitely possibly get a contract. that I will see as a positive for the team or the players that went to the tournament. Other than that, I don't know if the tournament was successful. You hear that players were left. I don't know what is happening. How can players, every single time a team travels, them have traveling issue? No, man. No, man. Some cobweb in our also need to clean out. Some cobweb in the house need to be cleaned up. You understand? This thing need to clean up, man. Every time we are travel, so we are here to travel problems. I don't understand this, man. I don't understand this. Then when we talk about it, it's like we are blame JFF for everything and not JFF fault and all of this. Who should we look to? We don't know who the travel agent is, so we can't blame the travel agent. Or they think we don't know. They think we don't know, you know. They think we don't know. But we cannot blame anybody but the JFF. They are to be held responsible. Yeah. Why this thing has to be happening quite frequently? But Conrad, me here saw the right Qatar team because that's why they play the game behind camera. So I don't know. I told you it would happen. Oh boy, we are tell a star. This thing is ludicrous, man. Mini tournament verdict. Jamaica require a coach, a plan of action to ensure that the best Jamaican players are welcome and confident in being part of the United squad with the JFF revamp. Not easy. I mean, I tell you, tiddlywinks. Whole lot of things are going. Bookings, planet ticket might be one of the easiest things to do, and it still can't get right. I mean, I tell you. Big up Toughy Rudy. Actually, you know, Mark Plunkett. The bookings, booking a ticket seems like easiest thing for the. Remember, I don't know. So we drop the link there, people, because Richard, welcome to the show. Me drop the link in there, Richard. So if you want to come on, you can come on rather than be on the phone line. You choose. Huh? Me not hear you. All right, cool. So Richard will be joining us. Things set away, man. We cannot be having this issue every single time the team travel. I don't know. Why is it always have to be asking the rhetorical question whenever the male team travel? It's like the JFF just can't surprise us for once. Rudolph Stennett, big up yourself, coach. Very good program. You and Mannings, man, enough blessing. Big up yourself, Rudolph Stennett. Yeah, man. So, coach, Manning and Dacosta Cup operates better than JFF. You know, see a big entity, the schoolboy football. The schoolboy football is big entity. and they operate very professional. You understand? So, I don't know. Don't know at all. But people, the phone line is open. You can call in. I don't know. Oh, boy. Never cease to amaze. There is no way on planet Earth that the JFF can mess up direct flights from the UK, Europe to New York, New Jersey, or JFK in September. If they mess that up, they deserve a medal. Wee. Well, let's see if they will get this one right. Eagle Republic. Playing for Jamaica nowadays, you're sure going to be left at airport. They're gonna mess it up, so I wouldn't say no way. It's sad, man, and the JFF, I wonder if them people and I'm not shame, brother. And I know everybody in there I do the thing, but it's like, because everybody in there and things have not been going wrong, everybody I get the stick. Why? This is just sad, man. Oh, you mess up that. Well, do we consider that as a part of the tournament being a failure? Big up yourself, Coco. All right, rich poor forward people. And say, I come mash up a follow ground. Big up yourself, rich poor.
Blessed CD, blessed good night, viewers.
What's up?
Subscribers. Everything.
Say that again.
Everything blessed. Everything
yeah,
blessed?
man, everything blessed, man. And I say we side I go in and out, I have to give God thanks for that, man.
Well, I want to keep on topic. Manchester United, I salute. That's one thing. You should have a big smile on your face. I'm impressed with what's going on.
We saw EPL. No, not tell me what that yet. We are do the recap after that segment. We saw reach there, so.
All right, sir.
Just talk about Leon or the mini tournament, if you wish.
Regarding Leon Bailey, I'm a Gunners fan, and we're entertaining Aston Villa next week. I'm in the Fantasy Football League, and I'm expecting a thorough going over for Aston Villa. I expect Steven Gerrard will be arguably one of the earliest casualties in the managerial sack race. Frank Lampard's another contender, both former midfield maestros for the Three Lions. But as managers, their reputation has preceded them. Now, I'm really surprised. God knows, I'm surprised how I'm hearing two different things. I've heard Steven Gerrard say that he's impressed with Leon Bailey, and there seems to be a good relationship. I've seen Leon Bailey perform in games such as the Carabao Cup, where he scored a lovely, step over, bend the ball into the corner. But that's against lower opposition. I'm scratching my head. We're in a business that is based on results. Mm-hmm. If you win games, you survive. If you lose, you're gone. Why is Leon Bailey not being given a full head of steam? Now, I'm not saying he's some messiah and he will be the answer to Steven Gerrard's prayers. But if things continue, what I don't want is for Leon to get a start or two, not shine, score a bag of goals and create an assist and end up being the scapegoat. And this may lead to him being not ostracized, but he may not get the breaks at Villa, and he may have to move on. What say you?
But Craig Butler is saying if they don't want the player to talk and make him move on rather than have him on the bench because he can't help the team on the bench.
It's, of course, Craig Butler would say that, and of course Craig should have a big regard for the capabilities of Leon Bailey, no doubt about it. But may I remind viewers and subscribers and your good self that being a Man United fan, and we know as fans of teams who have strength in depth, it's not guaranteed you're going to get a start. Let me say it again. You are not guaranteed to get a start, even if you are a very good player or outstanding player. Emil Smith-Rowe, classic example. Wonderfully talented player. Did very well last season for Arsenal. He's on the bench. No one's pulling up and causing a storm at Arsenal. Same thing with Leon Bailey, I suggest. Just because he's not getting a starting berth, we need to first of all look at who's in his place, in his position or positions, and then assess, is he better than these players?
Richard, let me stop you. Because Steven Gerrard started the man at a position. The man assist, the man play well. So it doesn't matter who you say a player in a position. The man is picking and choosing a different team every game. The man scoring at the cup tie. And you just bench him. That makes no sense, Richard. So I don't see Richard playing better than Leon for us to say, all right, the man when bring in Leon's space a play better, you know. Or you going to take out a man where play good? Under what circumstances? Unless somebody injured and you want to change him.
I'll tell you that.
The fact of the matter is that in play Leon Bailey inside, but because of the quality player Leon is like him must thrive anyway. But his best position is outside. Him play outside and him score. Him play outside and him assist.
All right. Put a pin in it there. Is there any Aston Villa fans out there? I've not done my extensive research on this particular team. I could do it, but I'm throwing this out to the viewers and subscribers and yourself, coach. If you know something, let me know. Who currently occupy the position that Leon Bailey holds, whether it be the left or right wing? We know that he can operate on either wing. Who holds the position at Aston Villa? So before we start getting into a head of steam and saying, of course, Leon is better than such and such, we need
Richard,
to know the name of who.
You don't hear what I said a while ago, Richard. You don't hear what I said, you know. I said every minute the man a cut and a chop and a change.
With who? Name the players.
With the wingers.
Wait, hold on there. Who is occupying the space that Leon Bailey is supposed to operate in?
I don't know, Richard. Because I tell you, say, the man
he doesn't operate with wingers.
He's not playing with wingers. He's not playing wingers. He's not using wingers.
Well, now watch this. Because you forced me into the situation. And it's an interesting situation, really and truly. And this is where a Craig Butler would be well within his rights. And as a knowledgeable football person, this is a message I would send out to Leon, Craig, and fans of Leon Bailey and Jamaican football. Leon is a talented footballer. His exploits at Bayer Leverkusen, full respect. We know his ability. We've seen it in flashes for Jamaica, but more important, we've seen it really at club level. If he does not have a position in Steven Gerrard's squad or team because the gaffer does not play wingers, which is where Leon Bailey's strengths lie predominantly, he needs to get out of town and don't waste a moment. It's as simple as that.
Not only that, Richard. Not only that. There are other players in the team that are not playing in the position that they ought to be playing in.
It sounds and seems.
So in other words,
the
man is a madman.
You see, Listen, there's a bag of trouble going down at Aston Villa. You're spelling things out clearly, and from London, England, me I pick up them vibe there. Something not right. As I said, Arsenal are entertaining Villa, and when they bring the Buendias and McGinns and the Tyrone Mings and Martinez, very good goalkeeper by the way, Argentinian and former Gunners player, they should be in for a bag of trouble. There's too many things, too many moving pieces, and these moving pieces are proving not substantial. I picked out a man like Jacob Rabsey in my fantasy football league, and he has not pulled up any trees. And he was a man who said he wanted to model his game on Steven Gerrard. Things are not going well at Villa. Steven Gerrard, wonderful player, alas, not a wonderful manager, certainly in the Premier League. He's a man who would bleed Liverpool. I don't think he necessarily bleeds Villa, and I don't frankly feel that he gets Aston Villa. Aston Villa has a good tradition of playing good football, and that means that players are playing on the wings. They've had a good tradition of wingers in that team over the years and decades. And if he's not playing wingers and he's chopping and changing, he's not sure about the squad he has at his disposal, and he's not sure himself as a manager how to cut it in the Premier League. It's arguably the hardest league to get out, well, to stay up in, and he is going to find himself in a bag of trouble. Aston Villa are not pulling up any trees as we speak, and
well,
he's in danger.
Your team are add earth.
Oh, you mean? Yes.
You know.
We hope to add misery. We hope to add misery. But this could be the switch and swing. Excuse me. Cup of tea. It could be the swing that Villa need. Alas, from what I've seen, frankly, nothing less than 3 points will do for Arsenal. Steven Gerrard is leading an almost rudderless ship. He is not the ideal captain to sail through the Emirates waters. Leon, get out while you can. I don't know what the views and subscribers are saying below in the comment section. I'm just having a look now. Weird. Garfield barely needs to take the bull by the horns when he plays. He's looking a normal player since the start of the Prem. You see what Garfield's saying. He needs to take the bull by the horn when he plays in the Premier League. Playing in the Carabao Cup, viewers and subscribers, playing in the Carabao Cup, which is the second level trophy after the FA Cup. It's a tournament that second teams appear to give people a run out. This is why Steven Gerrard may not be galloping to give Leon Bailey a start. You literally have the likes of Newcastle playing their second team to get through competition, and then the Premier League comes. It's an entirely. You don't believe it.
When me call you as a moderator, if you just pass, man, you try to talk fast and louder. Work with the thing, man.
Let me work with it. One. Yes, King.
Steven Gerrard said in pre-season, very important player. The man star ups pre-season. Yeah? So much so that Gerrard started him in the first 2 games. And he was involved in goals. Assisting. You understand? In the other game, when they are talking about the second tier game, because he started the 2 games and then he played the second tier game and he scored. And they come back in the top game and you make him play. Absolutely rubbish. And when he come on, the man make a difference in the game. In boss up a game.
Ring the alarm.
Call from the
Ring the alarm.
Yes. One of Leon Bailey's biggest critics. Hold on. Stand cranky, big up yourself.
I've listened to your program.
Yes.
And you get to the point where I say, you know what? Let me just
Yeah.
Because I think the program is going in one direction and it's one narrative being communicated to the general public.
Yes.
So, and I heard Richard's comments on this. And I would agree with Richard that we would like to get 3 points on Wednesday, but nothing guaranteed. Look, I mean, I don't think any coach who's in Gerard's situation is not trying to not play his best players or his best team. So I think it's a false narrative to say Gerard may have something against Bailey or Gerard doesn't play wingers. Aston Villa's problem, when they lost the 4 months early, and you watch the game the other day, their problem is scoring goals. So he thought, you know what, and also leaking goals. If I set up my team where I can prevent your team from scoring, and I put my 2 best goal scorers on the field, and you play 2 forward, then you got to balance out your team so you can defend well. That's the approach he undertook for this game, but they haven't really done well in the first 2 games. So I don't think that it was a situation where it's a Bailey situation. Coach, have you guys looked at Bailey's stats? So all those people, let's say, probably like Bailey, I think coaches play a combination of different things. They play what they see in training. They play what the opponent gives them the opportunity to play. So how do I set my team up against the opponent? They also play stats. Bailey stats. I mean, we can't use League Cup and FA Cup as a criteria.
Cranky, before you go any further, let me ask a question. Before you go further. If you need somebody to score goal, and if that is Villa's issue, and that's what a lot of persons have been saying. You use Leon Bale in the last game. Him not score, but him assist. So is it a system where you just rotate player to find the right mix at this time of the season, when it could be on another end where you just play the player, and if him just out of form, then you make the change, or you make substitution in a game, rather than playing this game, playing that game, playing this game, like a yo-yo or hopscotch thing.
So you would prefer if Bailey don't play for like 10 games and then he comes in and play for an extended period? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Play him since he's playing well. No, listen to me, Cranky, and that's not what I said. Since he's playing well, you need a goal scorer. He did not score, but he made an assist. Why not start him in the next game rather than changing him to seek out a next goal scorer? How is that consistent? How are you going to generate synergy amongst the team players?
Struggling. First of all, Bill has been injured a lot of games. Even this season, he has been 100% healthy. I mean, he's been 100% healthy since Butler. So I'm sure he's trying to manage his minutes. Secondly, he's trying to find his best 11. So Watkins didn't start the first game. Ramsey didn't start the last game. And there were some of the better players from last season.
So that's why I'm blaming the coach. Therefore, that's why I'm blaming the coach, Cranky.
Luis, who's playing for Brazil, is not playing. He played the other day, took him off. So there's a bunch of good players in that squad. You don't have any differentiating players. And he's trying to figure out, Coutinho didn't start the last game. I mean, when they didn't start the last game.
Cranky, that's why I'm blaming the coach. That's why I'm blaming the coach. I know all the players can't play. Start your starting 11.
Yes, but coach, even start the coach. Listen to players I just named. Akins was an England international. Watkins is an England international. Buendia, Argentina international. Ramsey has unlimited potential. Right? These are the players that Bailey is competing against. Right? And these players play for major organizations, right? Or countries, whatever it is. So competition is stiff. Coutinho played for Brazil. Coutinho has been the same since left Liverpool. But what I'm saying, coach, is that you have a lot of players at your disposal. You're trying to find the best 11. Nothing seems to be working really well. The season is still very early. We only played 4 games. We have 38 more games, 34 more games to play. Bailey will get his time. Now, I would agree that you want sustained performance and sustained playing time so you can get in a rhythm
No.
Bailey scored one goal. Bailey scored one goal in 22 Premier League games.
No, Cranky.
Bailey scored 7 goals in 22 games.
Cranky.
You know what? I know he's come out a lot of time in substitution.
Cranky, well on now.
But it's not like he's tearing up the league, coach.
Cranky, well on now. When you say them something, it look like a the host and Tiddlywinks I say them something there, you know. Them something that talk in a comment section, Cranky.
Coach, I've been listening to your programs in the start, coach.
But I've never said Bailey, I've never said Gerard fight him. Tiddlywinks come on and he no say him fight him. So when you said that out, you that sound like
No. What I'm saying is this, no, coach. What I'm saying is this, is that, and what I'm saying is this, there's a narrative being spread, and when you say what is happening, when you're challenging what the coach is doing, you're suggesting the coach is not playing for some reason.
no, but I did not say him alone. I just stopped Richard and said to Richard, it is not only Bailey, the coach is playing players out of position. I did say that. So don't be selective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has they spent a lot of money in the last 2 years to acquire players. They all can't play.
And
all cannot play.
We know that, Cranky.
Only 11 can be on the field.
We know that.
It's amazing to me, actually.
Cranky, but here's my point. Here's the point I'm trying to make, Cranky. You can't play all the players. I did say it while you were on the phone. Cranky, you know you're a selective listener, you know. I said if he support 4 games gone this season and you rotate the team so far, every game, me not agree with that. And again, every coach do them things differently. I would want to find a balance with my team. By if it even costs me I work with it. Listen, a goalkeeper can do foolish in that training and then still start the goalkeeper.
It's hard to find balance when you're losing.
But that's why you know if it but don't do wholesale changes. The man I make too many changes. That's the point. Him desperate up front, and him a put the man them out of play in the defense, where cause him goals for a score against him. So it's not only Leon Bailey, because he's a Jamaican, we emphasize it. But the man now make the team play well based on the shuffling. And that seems like a joke and a part. Mm-hmm.
Was injured or sick today or something. That's his defense. In his midfield, he's played Kamara. He's played the captain again. I forgot who was playing in the midfield. He's played Coutinho sometimes. Not every single game so far. So there's some course of the players he's playing. The problem is, coach, when you're losing, you feel you have to tinker because what you're doing is not working. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal's making only 2 changes for the entire season so far, and that's because of injuries. Because you know what? The team has been winning. Most teams who are winning, David Silva from Man City didn't start the first 2 games, coach, and he was probably the best player next to De Bruyne last year. So coach said I'll take away the lineup and then find a lineup where they can settle on, which is producing outcomes and results, and they can be comfortable.
Right, and
if the first person the books that are betting on would be fired.
And that's why me think different from Steven Gerrard, because I wouldn't be doing what he's doing. But let me ask you, Cranky, you're satisfied with what he's doing with this team?
I think the problem I have with all of this is this. Everybody's blaming Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard is not on the field. The players are also culpable. All I hear is about Gerrard and firing. Gerrard knows what he's doing. He's playing a bunch of internationals in his team and they're not producing. So yes, maybe when he put his team out there and he did good players. Buendia, Coutinho, Watkins, Ings, Bailey, McGinn, most of my international coach, international players. Not just international, good international. So not just being a squad in their country team, they're good players. And Ings is an England international, he developed his already Ings. But they're not producing, coach, so what is he supposed to do? The lineup he has to produce. They lost 1-0 today, but they weren't decisive today, they didn't have any cutting edge. they weren't putting a lot of pressure on West Ham today. So I am not going to kill Gerrard.
Cranky.
He did phenomenal with Rangers.
Cranky.
Rangers hadn't won the champion, the Scottish League for how many years when they won with them. So
Cranky.
I think he's done well. Give him some time. Yeah.
Cranky, that sounds cute, but in the nature of football, the people, the owners and the people who pay you, they're not gonna say, "Oh, the players are not playing, so I'm gonna." They rather the coach goes and the players stay. So at the end of the day, the coach really under pressure, because when the team win, them say the players. When the team lose and not playing well, they say the coach. So at the end of the day, that was a very good summation from you. But at the same time, if he miss, they're gonna fire him. They're not gonna fire the players, because they're gonna believe in the squad that they have. Exactly. So well, let's see how they work it out though. Let's see how they work it out, because I believe that he's under pressure though. Because overall the team is not playing well, and they believe, the fans believe, that this Villa team is a very good Villa team. They're gonna say Gerrard is not putting the pieces together. He's not making the right moves. Are you gonna sacrifice the queen or the king? Or you sacrifice a bishop or a pawn?
Come in.
Or a knight? You know what I mean? So that them thing that the people are gonna come with.
There's no queen or kings in Villa.
No, man, I'm.
Coutinho might have been one of those. There's no queen or kings in Villa.
Hey, cranky. Every team at their level. It doesn't matter how you take it. In every team at their level, there's gonna be a king or a queen. At their level. So it no matter. I feel them king that. That would be their king. Go ahead, Richard.
The king is Gerrard, and the king has problems. The king is Gerrard. The king has problems.
Well, if I check. Yeah, man.
The conversation needs to be a little bit more balanced.
Yeah.
In terms of how we think about this, I think Bailey will get play time this season. What Bailey has to do, which same thing against state maximum, or they call it state minimum, he does producing nowadays, is when you get your chance, make good decisions. I watched him in a short time today. Sometimes he doesn't make good decisions.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to do it all by himself sometimes. Coach, we got a chance shot him like coach. The short time on the field, but people say, you know what, why is he getting more time? He's not going on where, you know what, you can say, when he played the EPL, I'm not talking about League Cup or the other competition.
Mm-hmm.
When in the Premier League, if you play within 15 minutes and you play really well, you're going to say, why are you getting 25 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes? You have to make, whatever the time you get, make sure it's productive, and most importantly, make good decisions when you get the ball. And Bill doesn't always make the best decision. So my hope is that he learn, he impress the coaching training, and when he gets this opportunity, take advantage of it.
Hold on, Richard will ask you a question. No, man, your time out, man. You're a big man for the show, don't cranky. Yes, man.
Oh, you mean as Coach Devon Porter enters the building? Good.
So no, that's why you're big. Cranky. You see, if you don't get criticism, that means you wouldn't make for the show, you know. You're the man. If you never get criticism, that means you're the big for the show.
Eagle Republic, I am coming live and direct. I'm just waiting for these guys to speak.
If you do pay them playing time, we don't get playing time, prove you deserve playing time. If you don't get playing time, coach, prove you deserve the playing time. You can't get the 20 minutes, somebody say, oh, he played. You can't have that comment. You have the person to say, you know what? When this person came on, even if it's not offensively, defensively, putting that shift. Because sometimes Bailey up there, and he not even run back. Watch him in that, guys. You always watch the people. Your domain, in a sense. The Jamaican play. I watch Antonio enough. I watch Bobby Reed putting that shift today.
Yeah, man.
Putting that shift all season.
So far.
Putting that shift every game, coach.
Yes, so far. Yeah, man, so far. But we spoke about it. We spoke about it last week, the week before. We spoke about Bobby Reid's involvement in this Fulham team for this season. Yeah, we have been talking about it, man. Richie Pooh want to ask you a question before you jump off.
Rich Poe, get it right. Rich Poe. No, watch out. Oh, I know you get a look at twing and twang in your tongue CD. Can you ask if
straight Jamaican?
Well, it's Rich Poe Sports. Rich Poe. Your turn. Rich Poe. Your turn.
Rich Poe.
Yeah. You see it there? That's the Mr. Twang. Let me tell you about the twang, Watch this Rasta, Stan, can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right. The question is, there's two questions. The first one, I want to know, 1 year on, what is the state and condition of the Jamaican Reggae Boyz team? That's the first question. And I would love, as the second question, in a nutshell, here we go. I don't know if Stan is piped up about this. I was with the fourth official earlier today and listening to yesterday's bagger. Well, I almost used a word, but I'm not using a bad word. Rich Poe, go on with them something there. What is your stance on the Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli sound system and flag situation? Speak!
So I'll take them. The first one I'll say is that look, the JFF got some money recently from Adidas. We hope they spend it well and spend it where it should be spent. The bigger picture for the JFF is, and Jamaica football is, I think each of us have to do what we can to contribute to the program in any manner we can. Given that they now have new voting criteria, they've expanded the electorate population. We have to figure out how we can be a part of that and help to influence direction of travel. Because right now, it's not going in the right direction. And every single time we have a tournament or whatever it is we're involved in, something goes awry, which doesn't make any sense. So we lack organization, we lack funding, we lack competence, and we have to change that. So my suggestion is each of us who are football aficionados and football enthusiasts should try to figure out a way to get involved and try to influence in any way that we can. And I think, look, as a collective, and we're about 6 million plus globally, we as a people need to work more together, whether we're born in Jamaica or of Jamaican affiliation. Have to find a way to help the country, and the football program is a subset of that. As it relates to the flag, and coach had his program yesterday where he talked about sitting on the flag. I had the same discussion with my colleagues. I was on a forum yesterday, the Arsenal 101, where with some English colleagues and friends of mine. I was saying the same thing to them, which is it's not appropriate to sit on the flag. Having said, and I was saying to coach, we should have a balanced conversation about the flag and also about the benefit that Jamaica may or may not derive from Arsenal warm-up gear being in the Jamaica colors. I slept on it overnight and said, you know what? I got upset when I woke up because in hindsight, I don't think this does anything for Jamaica. I think Adidas benefits, Arsenal benefits, Jamaica doesn't benefit. Jamaica doesn't need branding, frankly. Each of us who are Jamaican and the country itself and its beauty and what its people have done, contribution to the world in a number of facets. I know we talk about music a lot and athletics a lot, but a lot of people contribute in a lot of different ways in almost every discipline on a global basis. We don't need branding, but we need is funding and money and resources. And if you're going to use my brand to sell your merchandise, then I should benefit from it. I don't see how Jamaica benefited. So in hindsight, when I think about it, I got very upset, and I said that to my colleagues in the UK, that are trying to tell me that 5% of the proceeds are going to be contributed to West Indian type communities in the UK, and I was like, I don't give a you know what about that nonsense. It's not benefiting Jamaica in totality. 5%, so you get 95% between you and Arsenal. I don't know what the does to Jamaica. So I don't think Jamaica needs any branding from anyone. Jamaica does a good job of branding itself. A lot of it's positive, some negative, but more positive than negative. So those are my answers, Richard.
Thank you very much, Stan. Very clear, crystal clear. I've seen Devon Porter pipe up and he's not minced his word. Richard, we're not there nowhere. We need to get organized. We're in a dismal state. 1 year on, I must confess, Stan, Coach, Minzy, viewers and subscribers, I lost a fair amount of enthusiasm for the national team. mainly because of the situation regarding the appointment of a coach for the national team. I thought Paul Hall was a shoo-in. It doesn't seem to be the case. Merron Gordon has been at the helm at recent times, but he doesn't have unadulterated support from all and sundry. And for Jamaican football to go forward, we need a professional, bona fide, quality coach who's committed, ready to take up the reins, and with the JFF that is functioning, recognizing its mistakes, and for the benefit of Jamaican football, has as full respect for relationships, professionalism, and transparency, because these things don't seem to be there in abundance and at the forefront of JFF's mind. In fact, I've seen them getting a bit of a relatively, I say, easy ride. I mean, the situation from Wint to it's just a bag of, it's very frustrating. And 1 year on, I don't know if Jamaican football is a much better position. This mini tournament was useful in some respects, but in other respects, we know there are bigger fishes to fry. That's my say. What say you, Stan? There's more to say, of course.
Yeah, look, I think Manix has talked about this on his program also. There's a lot of conflict between whoever has the copyright or the patent, whatever you want to call it, for the Reggae Boyz logo, between the coach and the affiliation with Simpson and the organization which they're part of, how that coach then becomes coach of Jamaica team, the proceeds they're getting and the percentage they're getting from the deal with Adidas. There's a ton of conflict involved, Richard, which doesn't optically and substantively doesn't land well with people if you think about what conflicts entail and how the situation works. So it's hard to say who should be coach. My only hope is that if the proceeds we're getting, we find someone who's competent and we find someone who's affiliated with Jamaica, frankly, to be coach. Until we find someone affiliated with Jamaica in any way, shape, or form, and they're independent, so they can go assess the players, select players based on meritocracy, and not because they have allegiance to some company, some team, some organization. What we want is the best of the players, pool to pick from, and a coach to pick players and have good strategy to make sure those players can be successful. We are so conflicted, whether within the JFF, within the coaching fraternity, whatever it is, it's hard to make objective, independent decisions and allow yourself to be successful. Until we can do that, we're going to struggle. So it's to Paul Hall. Paul Hall hasn't done anything to be coach, frankly. Whether it's Paul Hall records or Paul Hall affiliation with Simpson or what Paul Hall has done, but because he hasn't done anything to differentiate himself, he's probably like a Steven Gerrard, frankly. So when we're advocating for a coach, I know resources are a problem and you can't buy what you can't afford, but I do think we have to be very, very thoughtful to go select the coach. But I must admit, my last point is going to be this, which is I don't have a lot of confidence in the current administration, given their history and given their performance. And until you change the head, not necessarily the person who head the organization, but the head means the head of the Jamaica football program, do you make substantive changes in that organization? I think we're going to struggle. And we are all fans. We all want to be successful. We all want our team to do well. But if you don't have good leadership, then you won't be able to do most of the things that allow the program to be successful. So, very disappointing, but my hope is that things change. As they say in Jamaica, historically, or maybe better must come, so hopefully better come. But can't find better is lost. Can't find it. But anyway, coach, I've exhausted my time, coach.
All right, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Krantz.
Always a pleasure, Stan. Always a pleasure. Blessed. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. A good little conversation there. I see somebody else was calling. The line is free now. Let me check who was calling.
Yeah, man. Come and join in the conversation. Viewers and subscribers, thanks for your comments. They are well received and well respected. Phone line are ring. Come in.
Welcome to the show. You're live. Gunners boss, what going?
Bless up Gunners, boss.
Yeah.
Bless it.
Yeah, man. You said it earlier because I overheard that thing today, right? I don't know when the show was done, but I think I am sure sports media listen while I'm on a little run. I'm here. I think it was Managerial or somebody else in the comment was saying, if Mr. Speed have influence in the voting, he should not have influence in the selection of players. Now, as long as executives are selecting players to play in the team, the team now are going to well coach Richard, because hear this, I don't believe I supposed to like Richard, and because I like Richard and he kick like a football like you, I'm going to recommend to go into the team. I think we have players that play across the world, and this is my view on how I think it's supposed to be. We have players that play all over the world. We don't have money to send scouts everywhere. But you know what happened? We have people everywhere where we can say, look on the man there, and nowadays they don't even have to ask nobody to because you and people are a whole camera and even them cell phone and a video them things and I put it out here. So why can't we try to select the best 23 players to represent us over the span of 4 years based on current form and performances than having people telling you pick this one because I don't think I said it was supposed to go. This is not a professional setup. Mr. Speed and Mr. Ricketts and all these other people can come in and say, yeah, put in and put here. Pause, you know, to hear what I want.
Richard, take it on now.
Well, Gunners, usually I would agree 110% with you. I probably do agree with you in what you're saying, in your sentiments. The thing is, we're talking, one, about Jamaican football, still relatively fledgling at a world level in my mind and many other people's mind. Secondly, the JFF. The JFF and its history and current state, and no doubt future state, certainly short term, does not bode well for Jamaican football in general. To find, quote unquote, the best 23 men to form a Reggae Boyz squad is something that has been preached and banged on about by the likes of IMAX, JD, so many people. Coach Minzy, I'm sure, would have supported the idea of the 23. Stan Kroenke would no doubt agree with you. But can you, hand on heart, visualize the JFF, who are struggling to find a coach to really say they're going to use cell phones and they're going to use internet to try and choose the best 23? Do you really see the JFF doing that? I don't see them doing that. And that's why I say relationships are key. Relationships and transparency, cutting your cloth according to what you have. But there were ways and means to become a top level team, even in the CONCACAF. It's not shortcuts and isms and schisms and backhanders and I know somebody who knows somebody, friend of a friend business that you have pointed to, Gunners. You're quite right. You're quite right. I don't think the JFF are close enough to being objective and having that heart and desire and vision to focus and identify 23 Jamaican players across the diaspora to work as a functional squad with the Gold Cup and World Cup in mind. But what say you?
I believe the JFF. First of all, Coach Minzy, let me ask that question. What is really the JFF?
Gunners boss, you can turn up your volume. You kind of sound. Yeah. All right, it sound look better now. It sound better now.
Yeah, man. What is the JFF real purpose in Jamaica?
I mean, I ask that. You know, so, to be honest, it is unidentified at the moment.
Lord have mercy.
Anonymous.
That's why, because I think, whatever people ask in the federation in Jamaica, they're going about it backward. The federation job and purpose, in my opinion, should be to organize games, be a body like a policing body, over the running of football across the island, help to develop infrastructures and organize tournaments for players. I don't think the JFF job should be to selecting players for the national team. Neither should their job be to develop players for the national team. Their job should be assisting the locals and help to develop and helping the national team where they are called upon. I don't think they should be the one telling who to get play and who not to get play. Because that means to say they're not all over the place, so them just are putting friends, just like we said. And that's been happening from the beginning of football in Jamaica till now. You have some man from down here so where them run the thing and I feed them the whole of them players and them friends. All when them are 50-year-old used to play at the thing. The thing have to change.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
On a position and for the JFF and keep them out of all things, including selection of players.
Gunners,
Policy have to dictate that.
Are you open, Chris? Coach, mute your mic if I you that. No, listen.
My mic can't mute, man.
Have mercy. Well, the Chris can mute. Hold on there. Rob Smith,
what?
I think. Somebody ruffled some crips out.
Yeah, man. I mean.
Yeah, big boss. Watch out. Rob Smith was saying, look, it's a very subjective thing, picking and identifying a 23-man team. Very subjective thing. That's a good point. But contrast that with a Devon Porter. Devon says there's no way.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, man. It sounds better, man.
Bless it. Thank you, Gunners. I was just saying that I'm looking in the comment section and I saw Rob Smith saying a 23-man squad, the best quote-unquote 23 Jamaicans, is a very subjective term. When you compare that, when you compare that to a Devon Porter who says he doesn't think that the JFF want, in his opinion, to have the best 23-man squad because there's people ready and willing to help in terms of putting forward names and helping with the process. But oftentimes the JFF just doesn't seem like they're interested. And there's just a lack of stability and a lack of transparency and vision. The word is vision, as far as I'm concerned. As I said, I've lost some enthusiasm regarding the Reggae Boyz. The recent mini tournament, yes, they had a draw against Qatar, which was creditable. They had the 3-0 loss against Morocco, and I hear that a game against Argentina is mooted. If that does come off, I don't know which level or which representatives would be coming out for Argentina, but that would be a high-profile, a lucrative game, I'm sure, hopefully for Jamaica. But Jamaican football needs more than money. It needs heart, a love, a passion, and a vision. I'm not sure if all of those particular pieces are in place at the moment. And as I said, the embarrassment of not having an appointed coach, we know it's not an easy task, but really and truly, it doesn't look good. But Gunners, do you think that the JFF and do you think that Jamaican football has its heart in the right place in terms of looking for the very best for Jamaica, or is it just a cultural thing that the isms and schisms and the lack of professionalism is going to be just running rife, and it's going to be a difficult task for us to achieve the best we can, given the almost golden opportunity that the next World Cup will offer with Canada, America, and Mexico already qualified for that tournament. It's not going to be easy for Jamaica to qualify. My fear is they'll drop the baton. I hope they don't drop the baton. Speak, Gunners.
I ain't no custer, so I ain't going to cuss out Jamaica. You know what I mean? I not cuss out Jamaica for nothing, you know. I want to see we succeed, and I want to see everything work right. And it's now, if it's come down to the administrators, and people, again, it's not even in sports alone, you know. In Jamaica and whole, you know. People vote for who them like, you know. Because a man see a man a run for a political office. He's a handsome guy, a guy who I would like to see my daughter with. Even though he's already married, I'm gonna vote for him. I like that guy. He's not
somebody like Minzy. Somebody like Minzy, you mean? Go ahead.
To the table, you know, it's just looks and likes and them things that people use. So you have to find out, say, some people now go vote out some people because them like them, even when they are not performing at the highest level. We see it happen in all stage of life because things are not governed. So I don't expect much, but I am still hopeful where the thing is concerned. You understand? We need to get some people who serious about this. Even that's why I don't understand how people can have problem with the guys who own the copyrights and is doing something if the Reggae Boyz and Jamaica football and a whole can, whether at the domestic and all levels, can achieve something from it. It should never be a problem because it was sitting there for years and no one was doing it. So if these youths see a vision and them can do something, as long as we can benefit, no matter them percentage, you know, because them put in them work, you know, but as long as we go and keep bashing everybody who try to make progress, I try to do something to move forward. We're not going to get nowhere. We're still going stagnant because maybe true, we never like these guys and maybe they are not our friends and they're not based in Jamaica and they're not around here in the dance hall and in other parties with everybody. So some man have a problem with them going out, seeing a business venture where they benefit everybody and go out and do them thing. We have to stop that. That is one of the things where, as Mr. Speed said, discourage investors from coming on board when people go out and bash everything. Yes, sometimes we love with teams and we love with players them, so we have to criticize them and be critical, but we can't be critical of everything. Sometimes we have to plant the seed, watch it grow, and build on that. You understand? Build on it, make this water it and make it grow and watch it for a period of time. And see what will come out of it, you know. And then we can take 3-4 years and give them a chance. See what progress them are bring from whatever they might achieve, and then we can criticize it. But it's too early to start the critical of things. Because I want to tell you something. If the man who owns Scotiabank it buy Jamaica copyright for Reggae Boyz or Happy, we would have never have no problem with it. That's Mr. Lee who have it. I feel good same habit and him can achieve our fight more than within you can achieve. We can't do that.
I love your ITAL positivity, Gunners. I love that. You have a positive outlook. You're optimistic where Jamaican football is concerned. I see in the comment section there's some to and fro in between Rob and Devon Porter. Good evening, Travis Pessoa. Jason Guna in the house said we.
Okay. Richard.
Yes, sir.
You some people need to like I call here now. When we done it, I'm going to send a bill to the coach's desk for me internet bill. So you me ask enough to do. Drop 2 super sticker and 2 super chat in I think. See if you look here out. Some of the people them went down. Take out the credit card and see if you look here out duel each other with some super chat. 2 hours when they argue, go at it. Super chat it up. Yeah, man, I'm not drop a little thing in I think. The block today, I mean, I have nothing in the kind of block a week out in I night. Just tired of hat. And I go upstairs while I don't have the AC after me done come off of this. But me, they're going to put some super chat in I think so the coach can tap up my thing later. Back to the business of sports. Sorry about that interruption. But we have to tell the people them like the video, share the video, comment a lot on the video. Do everything you can for these videos to drive the algorithm. That's where we can get a little check somewhere where we don't have to beg on the super chat, you know. Or we can do it or no one do it. And I beg we are beg for rocks and support the thing. In everywhere, everything counts. You see it?
All right, Gunners,
but tell the people them the things, then if you stop that and thing on the show.
Big up yourself, Gunners, boss.
Respect, Gunners. Respect every time, sir. Thanks for your contribution. Positive and vital every time.
Gunners, but big up yourself, coach. Big up yourself, Richard. Gunners out. We will talk again. Noted? Coach, hold on there. Before me run, me see some little man, you know, about the place, you know. And the man them get happy, you know, to them team drop a little 9 love yesterday, you know. And the man them are going the most way, you know. But here we may tell you, know. Hey, Liverpool fans, how about y'all do it against the top 4? Gone.
All right, sir. Hey, and it's a perfect time for going at the review, you know, Richard. A perfect time for going at the review, you know.
Nice segue.
Yeah, man, we had some games over the weekend, see?
We did indeed.
And
week 4,
and I tell you, all the games them set to you, Richard.
Well, I think the banner headline is that the usual suspects, the big boys, where it comes to the Premier League, pushing for the title itself and the top 4 coveted positions. The big boys, the usual suspects, stood up and were counted. From Liverpool to Manchester City, Spurs did what they had to do. Arsenal, oh yes, and Chelsea, 10-man Chelsea, the big boys showed that they mean business for a variety of reasons. Liverpool sent the biggest sonic boom across the Premier League with almost a record-breaking double figures scoreline. 9-0 could have been 14, and I said this season, I went on record as saying on Rich Post Sports that this season it's Liverpool's title to lose. Yes,
Liverpool title.
This season, I went on record as saying at the start of the season, it's Liverpool's title to lose. Having knocked on the door the previous 2 seasons and pushed Manchester City, this wonderful team led by Pep Guardiola, pushed them to their limits. Only team that could do that. I felt that Klopp and this team remain hungry and could be arguably the hungriest team in the English Premier League. But the start has been very ropey.
Richard.
What is that?
Look at the record, the scratch.
Well, Liverpool 9, Bournemouth 0. Trust me, Mo Salah not amongst the scorers or assist makers. Mr. Jurgen Klopp put the mother of all rockets, including James Milner, giving Virgil van Dijk, arguably the world's finest defender, giving him an earful about his poor defending against your boys. And what a response. You know, sometimes the sign of a champion team, it's not when you're flying high, as Manchester City also demonstrated in week 4. This is why the English Premier League is arguably the most entertaining. It's not what you do when you're flying high and winning. It's how you respond when you're down, almost out, being counted out, how you respond. Manchester City 2-0 down at halftime to Patrick Vieira's inspired.
Down too far. We could do it from Saturday, man.
Rockstone, all right. Will you call out the games because the games were conducted on Saturday and of course Sunday?
Let me start with the early game, man, the United game. I had a struggle with that game. I did not know that United would have. I think I said I was undecided. All right, I declared a draw with this one, but somehow United did decently, and they came out on top. So we got 3 valuable points.
Well, I'm going to be trying as brief as possible and spicy. Manchester United. Previously, I considered them to be outside of the top 4 credible finishers this season. It's early doors, 4 games played, but Manchester United under Ten Hag have made a definitive statement with the acquiring of Casemiro. You know that I'm a Brazilian fan, a Seleção fan, and on Rich Post Sports, we're doing a Seleção watch of the Brazilian players across the leagues in the lead up to Brazil 2022. Now, make no mistake. What kind of sound you make like you're in a hog pen? Look here, watch the ride. Casemiro with Casemiro. Me and you know, see it. Me and you, Minzy. With Kazi, have mercy. Somebody mute this man, Mike. Him get where, you know. I just the first game we are talking about, you know, with Casemiro, with Fred, and with Anthony. We don't know if it's confirmed.
Yeah, man, it confirmed, man.
Rockstone. Well, as far as I'm concerned, whether these were desperate, accidental, calculated acquisitions, Manchester United, when you consider who they've got at the moment, the likes of Rashford, England international, Varane, French international defender, top class, De Gea, Spanish international, top class. Man United are serious contenders. I like the cut of Ten Hag and his jib. He is serious and he's there to mean business. Never mind the Glazers off field, on field. Liverpool, better beware. Man United are on the rise this season and they will fight Cristiano Ronaldo. I've not even mentioned him. You guys mean business. I wish you well. Not the very best because we want to take that top 4 slot. But Man United have made me pay more closer attention. Bruno Fernandes, I think he's got his extra pep in his step. A well-taken goal, by the way. A very well-taken goal on the volley. No easy gimme shot there. A very good away win. And I think Man United are on the rise. I don't know what the viewers and subscribers make of it.
All right, well said. Getting 3 points. Brentford, Everton. I said that Brentford would win 2-0, I believe. But this match ended 1-1. I was expecting Brentford, which is in a better they said they would have been having better form than Everton. But it is the nature of football. Everton got a well-needed point.
It's a very competitive league, and Brentford, as you said, they've had a good start to the league. They've given away some points during the season. They've had leads and lost the leads, and they've also fought back. For example, against the likes of Fulham, from 2-0 down, fought back with Ivan Toney, only to lose with a last-minute goal to Fulham. So this was a game against Everton, a embattled team. We were talking about Aston Villa earlier, but my goodness me, Everton is another team led by Frank Lampard, the former England midfield great. They're struggling. His head or his neck is on the block, and Brentford would have considered this potentially 2 points dropped. But Everton is a pretty big club with a good reputation. They've got a smattering of good players on their books, but organizationally wise, they are struggling somewhat. Maybe not as much as Aston Villa, and that's saying something. But Brentford, I think one of the things we can really say about Brentford in terms of praising them and this result, Brentford are in nobody's minds, as far as I've seen, in terms of considering them as possible relegation contenders. I think that they can eye a strong mid-table finish, and we don't put anything past them. They've got spirit, resolve, unity. They know that their roles and responsibility. They may struggle when it comes to strength and depth, but I think they are doing the Premiership credit with their brand of football, and I think that they're going to be safe for this season, and I think their fans are going to be enjoying a good time under Thomas Frank as the German manager of Brentford. So 1 point apiece, maybe not good enough for Everton. They need wins for the club that they are and the money they've spent. But for Brentford, onwards and upwards, they're going to be difficult opponents at the best of times.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next game is Leeds and Brighton. I said that would have been a draw as well because of how these two teams were playing, and Leeds dismantled Chelsea, but they had something coming in Brighton, which again Brighton is a very useful team. They're not playing bad, and they actually narrowly edged that Leeds team 1-0.
Brighton in the English Premier League are one of the most underrated teams in the division, without question or hesitation, led by Graham Potter, one of the few English managers. That's one of the things that separate Brighton and distinguish them. There's so many managers from all over the globe in the Premiership, and Graham Potter is one of the few English managers, and they have got a very well organized team. Everybody knows what they've got to do. They sold Cucurella to Chelsea for a bag of money, and yet they've hardly missed a beat. They're very well organized, know their roles, know their duties, are hungry. What they lack is probably the cutting edge, the quality. They've got a guy called Goss or Gross, I think his name is, who scored the winner, a very well taken goal from a fair distance, just outside, I believe, the penalty area. But he was stroking the ball around the pitch, and he was the standout player for Brighton. But they may struggle in terms of the quality that is needed at the high-end elite level of the Premier League. But they certainly had enough for Leeds, who have been doing pretty well under their United States manager, Jesse March. On this occasion, the likes of Rodrigo just were not at the races and were not able to deal with the uber organized Brighton and Hove Albion. In the Fantasy Football League, by the way, the Fantasy Football Premier League, in which I'm doing pretty well under Rich Po Selasau. I've got one of the Brighton defenders, Veltman. So I was very pleased from a personal point of view that Brighton kept a clean sheet. So onwards and upwards for the goals of Brighton and Hove Albion. They're going to be definitely safe in the Premier League and give a lot of people problems. Cataract, I'm sure he's delighted that Leeds are in the Premier League, and that's just good enough for Cataract. So wherever you are, Cataract, big up yourself. Leeds, I think they're going to do you proud.
All right. So Chelsea, after a humiliating defeat against Leeds United, which we just spoke about, 10 men after a red card was shown, they edged Leicester, which I believe is in problems for this season thus far, 2-1. I think Leicester is struggling. Leicester is inconsistent. And again, with that happening, the coach who is under pressure, the coach. So definitely it's a good bounce back for Chelsea, but it is a sad situation for Leicester, who is pretty much inconsistent for me throughout this season so far.
I think one of the big things about Leicester, for viewers of subscribers who may not be familiar with the ins and outs of Leicester, as a generalization, they've had some wonderful players on their books. They still have them, the likes of James Maddison on their books, but they have people such as Fofana, Wesley Fofana, a very young player, defender, talented defender, but he's been courted. He's been courted by big teams. And I don't want to rock the boat too much, but it's causing some ruckus in the Leicester camp. And as a manager, who would be a manager? We were talking about Steven Gerrard earlier, and you know what? We can talk and we can say what we would do, what you would do, what the other person would do. But the likes of Steven Gerrard, the likes of Brendan Rodgers, they're the ones in the hot seat. They're the ones who are paid the big bucks to ensure Premier League survival and flourishing performances and results, if possible. Brendan is in a difficult position because when it comes to player power, he's not playing this young Tyrone talented player, because the man's mind is not quote unquote in the right place. Now, you've not got the move yet. The question is, do you listen to the player and say, okay, your mind's not in the right place, you don't play? Or do you say, look, you might get a move, but right now, the club that you may go to, they want to see that you've got the right stuff. And that includes being loyal. So while you're here, Leicester need your help. You're one of our best players. We want you to play. If this young man's turning around and saying, well, I'm not really ready in the right place, this is where we call player power comes into place. I wonder what the likes of Coach Porter and Travis and Gunners Boss and DS Electronical Unlimited think of this. But to cheer the likes of Chelsea, who are maybe not as concerned, they've got the likes of Cucurella from Brighton. And of course, we had Raheem Sterling, Jamaica's finest, scoring
that
a
brilliant
brace.
goal.
He scored 2 goals in the game. He was the decisive factor. A wonderful strike and a tapping from good work on the right hand side of the Chelsea pitch. So 2 goals for Raheem Sterling, opening his account for Chelsea in the Premier League, and valuable point, down to 10 men. Gallagher sent off, I think it was around the 26th minute. They showed real heart. To be fair, Leicester had a few chances. The likes of Jamie Vardy had a few chances, good chances, that he could have done better. They could have got something from this game, could have taken a point. But 10-man Chelsea, 3 points in the bag. The big boys, the usual suspects. Thomas Tuchel is not employed to have Chelsea finishing outside the top 4. It's going to be a tight squeeze, as I said on Rich Post Sports earlier this week. It's going to be a tight squeeze. There's only room for 4. Usually, I don't know which 4 is going to make it, but it's going to be the mother of all battles.
Okay, yeah, man. All right. So in the interim, as we move on to a one-sided affair, where Liverpool defeated Bournemouth 9-0 in the Premier League. I mean, people, there is a job opportunity for 2 people in the New York area. If you live in the New York area and you want a job to do, a one-day job, serious money, just link Coach's desk. And it has to do with football. So just make a link. All right, so one-sided affair, like I said, Liverpool 9, Bournemouth 0. I mean, Liverpool really bounced back. They kicked off their season in style. First 3 points on the board for them in terms of a win. And with all that they faced throughout the first 3 games so far, they would have been angry. And them say, well, Bournemouth in the way, roll it over them. And they steamrolled Bournemouth in this one. You know what I mean? But is it a true reflection of a real Liverpool team bouncing back? Or it is just a weak team that they played, Richard?
Very good question, Coach. I see Travis Pessoa saying Liverpool to the world. Liverpool to the world indeed. Liverpool, big club, needed a big result. Nobody expected this kind of scoreline. I mean, who does expect this scoreline? It was on the cards that Liverpool would bounce back and start their account and get the 3 points in the bank against newcomers Bournemouth, who won promotion back to the Premier League last season. But I personally think that Jurgen Klopp, frankly, as I said, it's Liverpool's title to lose. That suggests that they are a big team again still. Now, the loss of Sadio Mane, I must say, upon reflection, I think that Mane's transfer to Bayern Munich, where he's doing very well, could be the decisive factor for them possibly not lifting the Premier League title. It's early doors at the moment, but this 9-0 statement with the likes of Diaz, Elliott from midfield, Virgil van Dijk contributing, Bobby Firmino, a Brazilian international who I didn't think had it in him to make the Brazilian squad for Qatar. Well, he piped up and he did a Leon Bailey. Well, I hope Leon Bailey does a Firmino, because As Stan says, when you get your chance to appear, grab it with both hands and be decisive. Use your wisdom and make the manager look up and opposition look up. Well, I tell you what, Firmino, a bag of assists, bagged himself some goals, and he was the talk of the town. Mo Salah, not one. Mo Salah, highest earner in Liverpool, as far as I understand. He did not score a solitary goal in those 9, nor did he offer one solitary assist. I saw the highlights, and I tell you what, he had a couple of opportunities, at least 3 opportunities, to actually bag himself a goal. This could have been a double-figure scoreline. Liverpool, make no mistake, with Nunes when he returns, and the hunger that I referred to earlier, where Klopp and the Liverpool team are concerned, they know the ability that they have. They'll probably want to prove people wrong who say, oh, Mane's gone, so you're not the team that you were. They know that the likes of Chelsea and Spurs are going to be coming hard, and Arsenal are going to be coming hard. But as far as I'm concerned, Liverpool are the imminent and most credible danger as far as Manchester City are concerned. This 9-0 was the mother of all statements. Make no doubts. See how many teams beat Bournemouth 9-0 this season. Let's see.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's a very good one. But Richard, with that said, you said it's a mother of all victories. But at the same time, Manchester City, the defending champion, showed why they are the best. 2-0 down and came back and 4-2. What say you?
Well, let me tell you something. There were pundits who were licking their lips and saying, you see that? Look at this. Look at this. Crystal Palace have been, to be fair, the bogey team for Manchester City. Manchester City have been defeated by Crystal Palace and been given tough games by Crystal Palace over the last couple of seasons. Patrick Vieira, I was really pleased for him and the team of talented players taking a 2-0 lead. We thought, hello, there's a defeat on the cards here. Something's not going right. It's very rare for Manchester City, very rare, to be 2-0 down with no excuses guaranteed at home. Something not right. The most you might have expected is that they come back, fight back for a draw. But Manchester City are a very interesting team. To win the title, you need a strong mentality. The strongest mentality, I believe, at the moment, well, certainly the last couple of seasons, has belonged to Man City and Liverpool. From 2-0 down, when I looked on the BBC website, and suddenly all I saw is Manchester City take lead. Haaland. So, wow, go on yourself. Second half, in the space of 45 plus minutes, 4 goals, hat-trick from Haaland. Young Tyro. This guy has got a knack. He's in my fantasy league team. I didn't pick him as captain. We'll go on to who I did pick as captain. Oh, Lord of mercy. But he's in my team. That man, he knows how to score goals. He wants to score goals. He's humble and arrogant in terms of goal scoring. It's what he loves to do. It's what he's gifted to do. It's what he's paid to do. And the proof is in the pudding. And I tell you what, when you see Pep Guardiola, a man who rates many, when he wants to speak in glowing terms, very few players will get his attention. It's Messi's, Bernardo Silva's who get his attention. Erling Haaland, he got the mother of all hugs on the touchlines and punches in the stomach, in the chest. He was looking up in his eyes and saying, "Hey, you the man. Yeah. Hey, look at me. You the man. You bailed us out. You bailed us out. You respect." He came off before the full-time whistle to allow the I think it's the Alvarez Argentinian to come on. A hat-trick in 19 minutes, viewers and subscribers. If you didn't know, 19 minutes, 3-goal blitz, 4-2. Manchester City do not want to relinquish their title anytime soon. But they've got to be careful because they're conceding goals. They've lost Fernandinho, the Brazilian maestro in the central defensive midfield position. And they've got to be careful because conceding goals, they won't be able to come back against the very best teams necessarily, even though they've got high quality at their disposal. So that's going to be one possible chink in their armor. But from 2-0 down to a 4-2 victory, coach, mighty impressive. It's
Yeah,
the
man, a
hardest
big
thing to
win,
score
man.
goals. Hardest thing
Big
to score
win.
goals. Four of
Big
them,
win.
respect.
Big win. And the argument could be which one is more impressive, the 9-0 or the 4-2. But let's not get into that. Arsenal, top flyer. They have moved into the high flyer class, you know. Richard, you're a team doing well in all subject areas. Fulham took the lead. Arsenal roared back 2 goals. And they continued their unbeaten run, 4 on the trot for this Arsenal team. They seem to be playing very good football, playing as a unit, playing together. Synergy is there. And they are finding a way to grind out results, especially against the small teams who normally would be a challenge for them. So we have to big up Arsenal on that as they continue to lead this league. You know what I mean?
Well, absolutely. I love the subjects they're passing with flying colors in most of the subjects that they've been put in for. Gabriel, the Brazilian international, hopefully he gets a call up to the Seleção squad for Qatar in November and December. A howler of a mistake to gift. Well taken goal by Mitrovic. He made us pay. No doubt about it. But you've alluded to it humbly and respectfully so, Coach Minzy. Fair dues to you. Look here. It's a funny thing, you know, because in Jamaican circles that I've been flexing and mixing
Richard,
with.
make it quick here, because we're running out of time.
Rockstone. Well, listen, Arsenal came back and, you know, they showed character. Gabriel, ironically, having made the mistake, he came back and hit and bagged the winner. Martin Odegaard, as our captain, is showing that he's more mature, he's ready to fight, and the team is full of confidence. Arteta is on a project. He's got vision, clarity, and transparency. Get rid of the deadwood, bring in players, and believe in the players that he has at his disposal. That was a fine win. And Jamaican fans, please stop ridiculing Arsenal. We don't want no wagonist culture. We need to tackle and block up the folly ground. Arsenal are a very good team. They've had their ups and downs recently, granted, but this season, they've learned their lessons from last season and they've kicked on. 4 games played, 4 wins. We're looking to make it 5 from 5 when Villa comes to town, and it's all about mentality. And Arsenal seem to have the right stuff in terms of mentality. Long may it continue. There's a long way to go, but they've made a great start.
All right, so big up to Arsenal there. Aston Villa, we spoke about that based on the early insights on the game, and Aston Villa losing 1-0 to West Ham United. Newcastle and the Wolves. The Wolves team are hit out 2 windows out of the castle. And that game was a 1-1 game. Tottenham 2-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Tottenham, another unbeaten team in this season. Just give us a quick synopsis on those 2 games, Richard, because time is far spent.
Wolves had 3 points all but in the bag. They have been a team that have found goals hard to come by, and they've been pretty solid defensively, but goals have been hard to come by. They had a 1-0 lead against Newcastle. They had it all in their hands. Last minute, Maxime character, quick as lightning, but he's not always the best finisher. Scrambles and gets a late equalizer. Eddie Howe's team picks up another point. They're the dark horses for a potential Champions League place. But with results like this, early doors, but picking up a point, well, they were insistent on not giving up. They've got a newfound optimism and attitude the Toon Army boys. As for Spurs, Antonio Conte, that team has one mission: push and go for every game you play in. Every game that they playing, they will believe they can get something out of. That's a team that is a big hitter and one that wants to push for a top four. I keep saying top four. Only one will deserve and warrant and merit lifting the Premier League title. But those top four positions are so coveted, they almost act as a trophy in of themselves. Antonio Conte is a winner, and this man and this team is one to look out for. Harry Kane, he doesn't get tired of scoring. Bag the brace and look out for him. Plus Richarlison, another Salazar brother. It's a serious team. Take note.
Yeah. We have Cataract online. Cataract, big up yourself. Show is about to finish, but we'll give you 5 minutes.
No, we just pop in, not a long thing. We just pop in for say, boy, the bad man is active. Last week when Leeds put out the 3-0 under the blue people, we never see you Sunday. But today, though, we lose 1-0. You come fresh. A real styling thing, you know.
No, man, it was intentional.
But good analysis as there, you know, just listening Joe Blow. It's all sticky icky, isn't it? It's all, nobody's pulling away in the middle. Some surprising teams there at the bottom. I kind of get worried for Antonio and West Ham, brother. I'm kind of worried they have to pull out the checkbook and get some signings in, because it don't look pretty down there. And when you get down there and get cut adrift, it's very hard. So I am more just wanting to touch all the time on. I watch the Premier League now for two things. I watch the Premier League for Leeds, and I watch the Premier League to see how my yard man them doing.
Yeah.
And to see how those who are eligible for Jamaica. I just want to give a special mention to Bobby Reid.
Yes.
I think he's proving that he's a Premier League level midfielder, and could certainly walk into any team. Let's say from 15 to 20, he could just walk into any team. And then certainly from 10 to 15, I think he would, you know, be a good squad player in those mid-table teams. You're really talking about Crystal Palace, and I could see Bobby Reid in Crystal Palace, you know. So he is one that's really delighted me. Antonio hasn't got started. Leon Bailey has gotten his goal contributions, but I'm concerned what's happening in training, why he seems to be put on the bench and not being given the starting role, or if it's just a squad rotation thing. But him, Jacob Ramsey and Coutinho seem to be fighting for one spot. You know, Ethan put up with the long-term things, and until New Year's we're going to see Ethan, which is very sad. And I understand Jamal Lowe won't be a Premier League player. Apart from getting his 1 minute or a couple of minutes, he's the subject of a transfer. Though the transfer has gone, and last time I heard it was Sunderland who had tabled a transfer. But I don't know, Richard and Coach can say it seemed like we don't respect our players. But when I read up on Jamal Lowe, for example, no fewer than 14 championship clubs had tabled a bid for Jamal Lowe to Bournemouth. Some for a loan and some for a permanent transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we act like the man, we came and then we have the man on the bench and we say, boy, I'm not good. So what is it that we are seeing with our football eyes that really trained pro license and A license coaches are seeing with our players? What is it that they're seeing that we can't seem to see? You can go up and check it. 14 clubs, and all of the top 6 clubs. Watford was heading the chase, but Ishmael Shah, moved in and got through to Aston Villa. Otherwise, Jamal would have been at Watford. But even outside of that, to have 14 clubs on the championship, have an interest in you and a serious interest is really something a little lower down in the league. So I just wanted to comment on that, but a little lower down in the league, Johnson Clark Harris is on fire. 5 goals in 6 games. I hope he gets through the difficulty in getting his Jamaican citizenship. I look forward to him being here I hope he gets it by the time September. I really do, because Catalonia game has been a couple months now, right? So I hope it comes through, because we will need some firepower to deal with Argentina. We certainly will do. And he's been firing on all cylinders. Both Jordan Cousins and is in the League One playing there, and David Davis has come back from that horrific back injury, but he has transferred and found himself at Forest Green Rovers along with Jamil Matt, the club of Jamil Matt. And so he has been starting. He started 5 games. So in the CDM position, that's a CDM that has a Jamaican passport, and he's a starting CDM. I know there's the Forest Green is the same club that had shown interest in Anthony Grant, but really was just a backup to fill out the squad in central midfield. So we see what happens.
I know that time is fast. Cataract, I know that time is fast spent. And you have a finger and pulse on the Jamaican players that are playing and residing in England. Can I ask you? We were talking about earlier, but if I may, can I just ask you, 1 year on, what do you think of the state of Jamaica's football, especially the national team, and the fact that we don't have a fully fledged coach in place? Are you more optimistic that we're getting any closer to a 23-man squad that can do justice to Jamaica?
Richard, you see, when time me a call Richard name, Richard no stop, You see that question there? That question there is a big question and open up our next level of discussion. And the show have to end right now. See me give Cataract more than in 5 minutes.
Right. But I did answer 2 questions, the coach, and I love the answer. Richard, another time on the triple treat, we can do that. But the quick answer is not until we we don't even have a coach. So how could we have a team?
Exactly. So we can't answer that right now.
Right.
But
right now, even just to say to Richard, that even my understanding is, for example, that I've come to my attention out here, that Paul Hall and Lewis Baker live on the same road. But the real issue is that Paul Hall can't say to Lewis Baker that I am the coach. He's interim. So he has not been able to seal that deal. Because when you're attracting a player and you don't have the work, but you calling me, next guy go get a Jamaican passport and you get fired. And the next coach come don't like me. And I get 2 caps and cap tied. Those are things that are happening in the background. But go ahead, coach.
Yeah, in terms, so we're gonna close it up now. Respect to Cataract, respect to Rich Poe, for coming on. But in terms of the players, the pundits out there, Cataract, I don't think many of them are in terms of, this is the one question that I remember, but I don't think all the pundits out there have the footballing eyes that is needed to see a player of quality, if that player is not exceptional. Because once there's exceptional talent, it's easy for anybody to see it. You understand? So I would say it's just the footballing public and pundits aren't able to identify certain talents, and possibly it has rolled over to the powers that be. You know what I mean? But that is it today, people. Final night of the weekend triple treat. We apologize for not being on yesterday. It was a situation that we had no control over. But big up on yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Big up to Cataract. Big up to Rich Poe. And everybody who commented, everybody who participated. If you didn't comment but you watch, just remember also those on Facebook, big up yourself. Like the video on your way out. And definitely, so we hear Devon say, finally, Johnson Clark Harris passport is in his hands. He has all the necessary documentations. So he just need to submit it. Until next time, people, stay safe. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.